Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Super Mario 64 DS. In the last episode, we finished up all of our business at Tall Tall Mountain, the oldest level in Super Mario 64. I really need to stop referencing that. How many years has it been? In this episode, we're going to be going through this door right here. We're going to be discovering a new course. Well, not really discovering it because I already showed it was behind this door in the last episode, and I already showed what the painting looked like and said we were going to be going there. So it's not a new discovery. Anyway, so we have 3 paintings in here. You try to jump through the first one that you see, and actually, we're not playing as Wario, so I can't say that. Who am I kidding? I say it all the time when I'm not playing as Wario. Anyway, you have a big painting over here at the end of this really long hallway that doesn't appear that long when you're going up to it. And you can go into that painting, or you can go into this little painting at the end of this really short hallway. We're going to want to go into the little one to start this off. And may I welcome you to Tiny Huge Island, reference to Super Mario Bros. 3. We're going to be playing as Mario to start off here. I'd like to play as some other characters as we go into it. But for the time being, let's just start off with Pluck the Piranha Flower. And in my infinite nerdiness, I'm going to point out that we're going to be hunting piranha plants that breathe fire, and that actually is not a piranha plant. The official name of fire-breathing piranha plants is actually Venus Flytrap, as silly as that is. But anyway. We want to go over here, we want to jump into this warp pipe. Jumping into warp pipes will take us to the opposite island, and we need to start off with the island small so that we can get over here, because this cliff is much too high to jump yourself. You want to take out all the piranha plants. Alright, give me that. I'm going to go ahead and attack you. And once we take them all out, once we've plucked the flowers, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I don't know what I'm even referencing. I like saying, I'm like, pluck the plunder and pluck the piranha. Every time I say pluck, I always say it like that. I don't know. Getting spit all over my screen doing that, I really should stop that, because this is actually not a cheap unit I'm using right here. Whoa, hey, buddy. Okay. So you take them all out. And there you go. The last one will drop a star. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There's a simple mechanic in this level that I think you guys are really, really looking forward to me reacting to, but we didn't see it in this mission. For the time being, let's go ahead and just collect our star. And oh my god, we have 120 stars! We've 100% of this game right! Well, we would have if it was 1996, but it's the future. So no, we still have quite a few more stars to go. Next up, you want to jump into the small painting, and my life counter is 1 lower because I actually fell off at kind of a weird time. Anyway, so we're gonna do to the tip top of the huge island. Alright, so this mission can be cheated quite a bit if you are going to the small island first and then going to the big one, because you're gonna get to the top of this and then you're gonna hop in a warp pipe near the top and then just go to the huge island. I believe this is the highest warp pipe, the one I'm standing next to right now, right over here. But I want to go a little bit higher and just make absolutely sure that I'm not missing anything. I also like how this platform is like wider on this tiny island. Yeah, okay, so I'm not missing anything. I can just hop into this pipe right here. Now, like I said, Tiny Huge Island is a reference to Super Mario Bros. 3. You know, you had the big world where you had gigantic enemies in Super Mario Bros. 3, and a lot of people say that's their favorite world in Mario 3. But, you know, I'm gonna get so many people arguing against me for this. I'd like to know why people like that world so much. Because, honestly, I never really saw what all the hubbub was about. Maybe it's because I didn't play the game when it was new, but the only reason that I think a lot of people like that level is just because, you know, the sprites are a lot more detailed and it just looks cool for the time, though, because I never really cared for the level design that much, and it never really struck me as, like, one of my favorite worlds. I'd like to play one that actually has a theme, you know, like fire or water or something like that. Well, maybe not water, but you know what I mean. I'd like to play a level with an actual theme and not just the enemies are bigger and the blocks are bigger and they behave pretty much the same way. Like, it doesn't change the way that a lot of the things behave. I mean, some of them I guess, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I just want to know about that, if you guys could tell me what people like that level so much. I'm not saying it's a terrible world, it's just that it was never my favorite. Anyway, let's grab our star. $121 stars, we have 100% of Mario Galaxy, guys! Okay, rematch with Koopa the Quick. Yeah, you know him, you love him, you can't believe that he actually is into racing because of how freaking slow he is. It's Koopa the Quick. For this mission, I want to play as Luigi, and I believe that there is a Luigi cap right near where we need to be going anyway, so that works out perfect, so I didn't bother going to the character select room and switching to Luigi like that. So let's go ahead and switch to Luigi. Poor Mario, having to go from being, you know, the well-known celebrity that he is to being his underdog brother. I feel so bad for the guy. Wow, sick burn on Luigi. Anyway, so I'm playing as Luigi for this just because he's, well, I think he's quicker and I like his jumping a lot more. So we head over here. Howdy! Cody, do you know where Mario is? I've been looking for him, but he's nowhere to be found. I need to do this as Mario. I forgot that small little detail. Hey, Goomba, want a hug? Okay, good. There we go. So I took out that Goomba. I believe that there was a Goomba right in the middle of the way right here where you're going to be racing. And, dang it, I was trying to show off that if you ground pound him, he gives you a blue coin. Anyway, let's just talk to Koopa the Quick. I also like how his hands are like 2 separate sprites, so it looks like he has like 8 fingers on each hand. Long time no see. Wow, have you gotten fast? Have you been training on the sly, or is it the power of the stars? I've been feeling down about losing last race. As you should. You lost that race pretty... well, actually, no. Why do you feel down? Way to make me feel terrible about losing to you last time. Anyway, the goal is in the windswept valley, he says. I like how they actually gave names to these landmarks in a game like Mario 64. Anyway, this race is a little bit more challenging than last time. If you just run it straight, you're probably not going to win. Wow. But if you abuse your long jumps a lot, you're going to have a pretty easy time if you're good at using it. You're probably going to take a little bit of damage if you take shortcuts like that, but aside from that, it's not too bad. Okay. Shoot, actually, where was the... oh, crap. Did I run past the goal? Did I really? Oh, no. It's already over, isn't it? Yeah, I ran past the flag. I thought it was on the other side. I was like, wait a second, it's not across the... I win, you lose. Ha ha ha. That's what you get for messing with Koopa the Quick. You know what? When you start off a recording by losing to Koopa the Quick, you might as well just... okay, attempt number 2. Now I can finally show that you get a blue coin if you take out these Goombas, making them in a really ideal way to get your 100 coins. Anyway, let's go over to Koopa the Quick, talk to him again, and let's actually do better this time. I don't know why I'm actually showing the full run again, but I don't know. I guess it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth to do that badly against him. Because seriously, I lost both races with Koopa the Quick at least once. What the heck? And my voice is cracked. Lost twice. Attempt number 3, even though I would have had it on the first attempt if I didn't walk past the flagpole. Yay, okay. So, long jump abuse will get you far in this mission, once again. Oh god, okay, almost ran into that cannonball, luckily I didn't. Like I said, keep abusing your long jump and you should be fine. Just run against the wind right here, and you should win, no problem. I had like 5 seconds, jeez. Comes up, okay. I can't believe you beat me again. Neither can I, Koopa. Neither can I. And I just spent all my cash on these new Super Koopa Sprint sneakers. Look exactly the same as your old ones. I guess I have to hand over the star to the winner of the race. Okay, Koopa, I'll give you credit. You're a good guy. You don't murder me for losing a race to you like El Piantissimo or Cosmic Mario did. Anyway, let's just collect our star and get out of here. But not really, because I have to come back to Tiny Huge Island for more stars. Alright, so our next mission here is actually an N64 exclusive. We have the mission 5 Itty Bitty Secrets that you can only do in the N64 version. So, I would like to go to the N64 version now and end the video there. Okay, and into that very freaky looking painting compared to the DS version, we're going to be doing 5 Itty Bitty Secrets. Okay, so starting off, I want to point out that tree that I keep using to get higher up on the Tiny Island does not exist in the N64 version. So instead, you have this block right here. If you do a couple of well-placed backflips, you can get the same job done. Now, the first secret is right there. No. Okay, well... that tiny Goomba actually hurt me a lot more than a big one probably would have because it's... well, actually, no. Come on. See, now I'm going to have a hell of a time getting back up there, and I'm probably going to destroy the block, and I'm going to have to go to the huge island, or the huge island, and then just, you know, redo... okay, seriously. Get on top of the block, Mario. Turn away. They really don't give you any room to mess around with while doing this, do they? Okay. I know that I could go to the huge island and just do things that way, but, you know, I'm impatient and stuff, and I prefer doing it this way. Alright, so, that was our first secret. Second one is freaking tiny Goombas. Second one is going to be on top of the island. Yeah, for some odd reason, the... no! Okay, I guess we're not getting that one next. Instead... I guess the next one we'll get is this hole where the cannon is going to be. There's the Bob-omb Buddy. He is there in the DS version as well. I don't really need to talk to him. Actually, no, I probably should talk to him. Given that I need to talk to him. Will you just talk to him? God! Alright. Now, with how much trouble I was having talking to... I wasn't even allowed to move during that. Come on! Considering how much trouble that gave me, how much trouble I had talking to him, I've already recorded the mission where I need to talk to him in the DS version. I will say this, it's actually kind of funny now that I've had that happen. Anyway, come on. Can I actually not sidle along this? Okay. So I gotta make this jump. Oh god. Oh, whoa. I thought I was gonna fall there. Okay. Okay. Wind on this bridge, don't feel it. Sorry if I'm actually being a little bit dull here. I'm just really, really trying to be careful because I'm a little bit nervous. Okay. Go over here. And now, for like the 12th time. No. Okay. I will say, the tiny island is really hard to platform around. You think it'd be like really easy because the enemies like don't even hurt you though, but you're so big and you have not much space to move around in. Okay. Now, for the real tip-top of the island. We need to ground pound right... Well, actually, we don't need to ground pound here, though, but just saying you can ground pound it during the water if you want. That is our third secret. Alright, for the next one, we actually need to drop down. You have a hole in the side of the mountain that you need to touch right over here. Yeah. You know, I always wondered, how does a cannonball just make fire? I mean, I could understand, like, if there was, like, gunpowder on it or something like that, though, but there isn't. Anyway, your last secret is by touching that hole right there. It will make the stars spawn in kind of an awkward area, not gonna lie. You have to get over to an island that is, like, off in the distance. Well, not really off in the distance, though, but just separate from everything else, and you have to do it without falling into the water, or, well, falling off the island, I should say. So you have to drop down here. Come on, come on. Okay, there we go. Again, sorry I'm a little bit weird in this mission. It's just that this mission, like I said, I always have trouble controlling the N64 version after I just got done playing the DS version for a little bit. So let's just hop over here and get our star. Yay, we're done. Now, I don't know how many more missions there are that'll have us going back to the N64 version. I would assume not very many, considering we're on course 13 and we have, well, 96 stars in this version and over 120 in the DS version. But, yeah, I think that that's good enough for now. So, next time on Super Mario 64 DS, we'll be hopping back into Tiny Huge Island. See you guys then.